Welcome to Sweet Talk. This broadcast is brought to you by the Continuing Education Workforce Training Division of Idaho State University's College of Technology. This podcast is part of our continuing outreach efforts, and the format is conversational. We will be having conversations with businesses, professionals, entrepreneurs, community agencies, and, in all cases, difference makers. Now, let's get started with Sweet Talk.
Welcome to Sweet Talk, our podcast that we do here at Continuing Education Workforce Training. My name is Scott Stevens. I'm the business consultant here at Continuing Education Workforce Training, and I'm here with Justin Downs, owner and operator of TD Concepts, a local construction company here in town. So
it's actually TD Building Concepts.
TD Building Concepts, excuse me. TD
no
Building
problem.
Concepts. So I actually may want to go down that direction really quick. So your last name is, or your first name is Justin and Downs.
Yep.
Where does TD Building Concepts come from?
So back in 2006, I bought Harmony Homes for my brother-in-law, Rodney Birch, when he took on a surveying job. And then we were running that business, and my brother started TD Building Concepts. And then the market crashed. We're both paying both insurances, both workman's comp. And so I said, Tyson, that's where the T comes from. I said, we should just combine because we're both working together, traveling across Northwest, trying to stay busy. So we flipped a coin and I lost. So Harmony Homes is no more. We merged into TD Building Concepts. And so we've been TD Building Concepts since 2008. And since then, he took a job with the railroad and he's not even involved anymore. So I bought him out. But the name was already established, and so I didn't want to change it again.
He doesn't get residual.
No, but he lets everyone know what the T stands for.
Oh, really? You're going to say it's for touchdown concepts?
Yeah, everyone always asks, and I tell them, it's the dude building concepts or top dog. I just make stuff up from time to time just to let them know.
I like that. I like the top dog building concepts. I think that works. That sounds really good. Right on. Well, Justin, tell us a little bit about construction, how you got into it, a little bit about your background. I think that's a pretty interesting story.
So I was raised in Burley, and my folks owned a grocery store, convenience store, and I worked in it since I was 8 years old. And by the time I got 12, 11, no one wants to listen to their dad anymore. So I didn't like working there and stocking shelves, so he farmed me out to a local contractor at 13, and then I got my license and I started doing construction at 14.
Really?
And I've been doing construction since then. So I worked there through high school, went to college, came back and did some welding for a while, and then always have been in the industry, whether it was construction, and then I got into subdivision development, engineering and surveying. I'm an LSIT, so I have my certificate for that. So
LSIT,
licensed surveyor in training. So I took my first test, worked for several engineering companies in town, designed many subdivisions and parking lots, Cole Chevrolet, Phil Meter, did all the parking lots. Herding, I did those.
Really?
A lot of the big subdivisions up on Bertie Thompson, Wild Horse Ridge, all those bigger ones back in the day. Wow. I designed all those.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I, through life change and stuff, I ended up taking a job in Arizona doing construction again, building substations. And way back through, one of the guys I trained in engineering was working for a firm in St. George. And he's like, hey, we need somebody. So I moved to St. George for a few years, did that in the crazy boom. Then I came back in 2007, started back in construction again. We marketed it all up, and then the boom went away, it crashed. And then we traveled around all over the Northwest, staying busy, doing modular homes, manufactured homes, rural development. And then we, once it started coming busy again, I got busy back in here and started back small, doing remodels, and me, and then one guy, and then got opportunity to build houses and fourplexes, and I've grown from there.
That's awesome. Wow. What a story. I mean, all of those things probably have an even more interesting story in each one of
Oh,
them.
yeah.
I'm sure that you can probably just regale us with,
Yeah.
with a lot of, you probably never have to buy a person a beer. Gary, you have a question?
Yeah, well, how big is your business today? This is the question, story, but where are you at today?
So we usually do around 1.5 million a year.
I met people, but holy cow.
Yeah, people don't realize that. I mean, that's gross. It's not take home. I have 5 employees, and then independent contractors work for me exclusively, and then I have my exterior company I've bought into as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because Justin, you kind of have like we've talked before. You run the gamut of construction. I mean, you do everything from like remodeling to new construction, even restoration. Like, how did you get in? Like, and how is managing all of those different faucets different?
Yeah, all my buddies do new construction. Like, oh, we hate remodels. I'm like, well, I love them. That's what I cut my teeth on, and got a pretty good knack of taking a poor structure and making it a lot more user friendly, a lot more modern. So not only do I do bathrooms and kitchens, we do full remodels. We did one last year that was $400,000 remodel addition.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was quite a large project.
That's awesome. Was that here in town?
It was here in Chubbuck, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it took about 8 months. So it was I was there a lot. Because it's not only new construction, it's remodeling and tying all this existing infrastructure into it as well.
Wow.
I enjoy having the range because maybe I have ADD, but I like to have my hands in a little bit of everything from small builds to new construction, and we do light commercial too.
Oh, really?
So I've done quite a few dentist office remodels, physical therapy places in town, and we'll go in and they'll shut down for 7 days, and we'll do a $50,000 remodel
In 7 days?
in 7 days. And
Wow.
we'll run 2 crews all night long, and we've done that quite a few times.
So when you say you have like 5 guys, you have 5 guys that work for you, like they're your crew,
Yep.
and then you have you say you have like subcontractors that are exclusive to you and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yep.
So do you have all of those guys involved in like that $400,000?
Yep.
And this $50,000?
Yeah, these are the guys I use, and some like to say that all they do is work for me, and I keep them busy, which is nice because a lot of people are, I can't get this guy to show up. I said, well, let me call him. And I can get a plumber there. I can get an electrician there because they know when I call, they're going to make money. So, yeah.
Because like when you walk into a store now, like you just say, do you know who I am?
Yeah. No, but I got stopped over Christmas. Just some guy I had my TD billing concert. Hey, I saw your post on that dentist office you did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He goes, that was amazing. I'm like, that's cool. Like, thank you. Yeah. So.
I imagine. So does most of your business come through word of mouth then? Is that
Yeah,
how it works?
I do very limited marketing. It's all word of mouth. People call me, and I haven't had a week off with no work since 2009.
Nice.
So.
Wow. So I want to kind of go a little bit back because you have a very interesting story. I
Yes.
mean, both in construction, but then also, and we were just talking a little bit before, like you actually have taught dance and are involved in dance. How you mentioned you started construction at age 13, but really
14 was full time. Yeah.
Yeah, which is I think that's incredible. But tell us, like, when did you have time to learn dance? How did you get into that? Kind of tell us a little bit of that.
Yeah, everyone always wants to know because I look more like a linebacker. And I was a little bit smaller frame back in the day, but I just got involved with a group of athletes. There was a dance company that needed a bunch of guys, and we went in and learned clogging and ballroom in high school, and we traveled. And then I got a scholarship to Rick's College to go dance.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Right on. Awesome.
And was able to go dance with them for a year, and then I moved back this way. But yeah, between sports and dance and construction,
Right.
I've always been a busy guy. So.
There was girls involved with dance, right?
Yeah, everyone's like, I can't believe you dance. I said, just come to one of my classes. I'll show you why I dance.
Right on.
And I actually met my wife in my dance class that I taught at ISU.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pays dividends.
Yeah, it
not
did.
just body control, but
Yeah.
chick magnet.
Well, she was the only
Is that
senior in the
translated?
class, so it's the only one close to my age I could date.
So how did you become an instructor for dance? Did somebody contact you, or did you
Well-
say, hey, you know, hey, I can do this, or like how that? There's got to be an issue.
Yeah, when I left from Rick's College, I came to ISU and started in the engineering program. And someone found out through church or something that I taught dance. Said, well, I need a dance teacher. So I went and taught a couple classes, and then that lady retired, and I took over the studio, and I made my own studio in my garage. And I built 2 more studios, bigger and bigger each time. And I had 250 students at one time.
No kidding.
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, what kind of dancing are you teaching 250 students to?
So I taught clogging and hip hop.
Clogging and hip.
Yeah, and then I had a couple girls that would teach jazz and ballet for me.
Wow.
So there's multiple instructors. I had a couple guys that would teach
Wow.
with me as well.
That's really cool. Wow, I mean, I think it kind of sounds almost like the theme is like just you're quite the entrepreneur. Like you get your hands in other things. Like kind of tell us a little bit about your exterior business. You just kind of got into this and
Yeah, so I
pretty interesting.
met these guys, and they were doing some business with another contractor in town, and they had a falling out, weren't getting paid enough money, and I'm like, well, I can keep you busy. And so I just kind of put the word out there to everyone, you know, we do roofing, siding, stucco, and masonry on it, and then just kind of took off. And so now I feed all that stuff through them and try to keep them busy. And they work for other people too, but I just expanded one more time.
Yeah.
To do that.
Wow. I imagine kind of is, I mean, not to put you overly on the spot, but just probably just have a good reputation of like getting work done, being fair, being, you know, doing good work and stuff. And so people probably want to work for you and then give you business.
One of the things I like to say about myself, I'm a hands-on general contractor. Like, you will see me on site building stuff, and I'll be there with my guys, with the subs on a regular basis. So a lot of generals, to their credit, they're probably better businessmen than me. They don't go out there, they're just managing. But I actually still like to get out there. Like this morning I was out with the well driller and we were hooking things up.
Justin, you guys must appreciate to actually see you go on job sites and work right beside them, right?
Yeah, they do enjoy it, but they always get nervous. The new guys.
For the most part, right?
Yeah.
Am I doing this right?
Yeah.
I need to talk to you for a second.
Yeah, but that's the one thing that kind of keeps it fresh, because I think if I was in the office all the time, I'd get burned out. You know, that's one of the things when I was doing subdivision development, I was drafting all day and going to meetings, and I kind of like being out in the air doing that stuff. Yep, for sure.
So did you ever go back to college? Did you finish engineering at all?
I did not.
Did not.
Now you're on my wife's track. Yeah, so I actually have 120 credits.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You're 8 credits away.
Well, they're all. I had some in health. I had a lot in engineering. I made it to my junior year in engineering, and I just didn't quite fall in love with it. After I'd been working in it for 10 years, 8-10 years, on and off, but I found my niche here, and so I like it.
You can get something in dance here at ISU.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not to give you what is it, career advice or whatever, but I think you could apply for a was it a general studies?
Yeah, I probably could.
And be able to walk or whatever. And,
Yeah, now you're selling my wife.
and you can get off.
Yeah, I know. She's got her master's degree from ISU, so
man.
she's really.
She's
She's like, you could do other stuff the days I'm worn out and grumpy. She's like, you need to go back to school.
Right on. Well, I want to also talk to you a little bit about like the construction combine. You've been a huge asset to the construction combine in so many ways. Like one, coming and providing instruction. And what's really interesting, just to our listeners and audience, like Justin came on and his first station he taught was flooring. He kind of like, hey, what do you need to be taught? And we were like, well, we're looking for a flooring person. And you can see like all of the different talents that Justin has. But he's like, yeah, I can do flooring. And then this last year, we're like, well, what do you need taught this time? And we're like, well, what about siding? And just like, I can do that. And so, yeah, you've been huge on that. But the other thing, again, I just want our listeners to know too about you is we created a shed. We designed a shed plan. We had them professionally designed the first year. And they weren't, I mean, they were good sheds.
Good sheds,
but
yes.
But they were definitely a little more complicated to build. And so Justin and Steve Quinton, kind of two of our great contractors that have been involved, came together and they actually designed a shed that could be built safely and very quickly.
Yeah.
And I think it's been huge. And those are just kind of some of the things that Justin, and again, I don't want to take too much time away from you to be able to talk a little bit, but like, I was always impressed with what you do at the construction combine, both in how you conduct the training, but also like the way the training is, what you use to do the training. Like doing the flooring, you actually had them lay tile, you had them lay pergo or laminate,
yeah.
Yeah, just very innovative. You're just a lot of innovative types of things. But maybe talk about like why you got involved in the construction combine and kind of tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we met at one of our other network meetings, and that's how we got started in it. And that was B&I, by the way. Better put them a plug in. All right. Yeah.
Join B&I.
Yeah, join B&I. It's a good network group.
Network.
And I just knew going through and getting kids in. Every kid I've hired didn't know how to read a tape, didn't know how to use a skill saw safely, and measure boards and how to lay things out. That's always been something that I spend time training, and some kids can get it and some kids can't. And so when you brought that to me, I'm like, that's a great idea, because we can never get enough good quality guys that actually are interested in it and have the knack for it. And so when we came through it, and it was a broad idea, and we were all scared to death to do it. And I'm like, yeah, let's try it. So we did it, and then through the first thing, I'm like, man, this is going to be something good. And it was, and it's blown up out of all of our expectations, what we could ever imagine it would be. And I was able to hire a couple kids.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
ask you about that, Justin. You hired someone from that, right?
Yep, I hired two different guys. One from the first one, and he worked for me for about 6-8 months, and he came into the automotive program here at ISU. And then I hired one from last year, and he's been a great find. He's been one of my favorite guys, and the reason I hired him, he was just talkative. He talked to me, and he wanted to learn, and he was persistent. Like, hey, I want a job. And I'm like, well, that's the guy I want to hire.
Yeah.
And so he's been my favorite little laborer.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed having him.
That's awesome.
And that fit him and his personality, and it was able to see that during the combine, and took the guesswork out of hiring, because I get guys calling all the time that want the job but they don't want to work.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have to kind of like weed those guys out. But this side, that was kind of one of the things we wanted to do with the combine, is actually kind of give the contractor an opportunity to see a person work without having to hire them.
Yep.
And so, that is but I want to kind of get into like your participation. I alluded to like how you've come up with some like really innovative ideas. Tell me about the siding corner. Like, I think I had no idea. I mean, when I was thinking about the siding, I thought we'll stand up a wall and maybe put a window in it. I had no idea. You came up.
No.
Ingenious. Tell me a little bit.
Well, I knew we were
Tell us a
setting
little
up,
bit
and
about
I knew we needed to have something to demonstrate real life siding, what it's going to be like on a house. And houses have corners and windows and soffit and fascia, and I wanted to design something. So I pulled up and I saw what the other guy was building. I'm like, that's not going to work. So let's do it this way. And he's like, that's a great idea. So we built a L-shaped corner with 2 windows in it, an overhang soffit and fascia. And so that way you have inside and outside corners. You get to do all the trims. You do J-mold. You get to do soffit and fascia. And we were able to put that up, and the kids could actually go inside it like it's a real house. And it gave them the opportunity to do all the facets that you'd have to do siding.
That was, again, I thought that was like it was just ingenious. That's one of the things I love about the construction combine too, is like just how innovative the contractors are in figuring out how to train somebody.
Yeah.
Like just really, again, I keep using the word innovation, but just something I'm always fascinated about. That's why I had to show everybody my PowerPoint where I innovated how everything moved.
Yeah,
around.
that was great.
That was cool, right?
So cool. Every time you do it, I'm like,
Do you want to
wow.
flash that up sometime, Paul, just so that people know my creative genius a little bit?
No.
But no, I think just awesome. And then within the construction combine, one thing that I'm really impressed with and thankful for yourself is like you kind of take the lead with some of the contractors and showing them like how to participate and like how to make a difference and stuff. Tell us a little bit about kind of like your leadership style, like both in this situation kind of as a volunteer and then also like in your work.
Yeah. Well, through my career, I've done a lot of things, and I've taught a lot of things, and I enjoy teaching. That's one of my things. In fact, I wanted to be a teacher out of high school, and my dad said, "You're not going to make any money." But here I am still teaching,
Yeah, there you go.
And I think there's a spot for teachers, but I enjoy that part, and I like to be able to convey my knowledge to people. And through the contractor things, all the contractors are too busy, so I say, hey, it's not going to take a lot of time. This is what you need to do. Make it simple, and make it something the kids can learn easily. And I enjoy doing that with the contractors and the kids.
Right on. And yeah, you can see that. Like, and it's, I think it probably, and I don't know, I'm not on your crews and stuff, but I imagine it bleeds over into like how you lead your own team. Like how, getting the best out of them and stuff. Like, I mean, you have 5 guys and then a bunch of other guys that are wanting to work for you. You must have a pretty impressive leadership style.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good that they see me out there working with them, because they know what they expect and what they need to get to. Yeah, I wish I had 10 of me. That'd be great. Not to brag, but then I wouldn't have to communicate differently. But yeah, I love having the opportunity to work with them and show them how I want it done. Yeah.
That's cool. Kind of just hands-on, but like, give people the vision of where they need to go. Be great. Well, Justin, thank you so much for coming. And our time's up now. We're, like, I really appreciate you coming, taking a few minutes out of your day. Like, this was fantastic. Just, I mean, I think we should have you come back a little bit and talk a little bit more about some of the things that you do in your, with the dance. You're just having a fascinating story, and I just really appreciate you sharing some of it with us.
Justin, if someone wanted to reach out and contact you, how would they?
We have a website, tdbuildingconcepts.com, Facebook, or my phone, 208-380-0404.
Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you again.
You bet.
Cool.